What's up, guys? I'm gonna go over EOBs and how to trade them. Um, so let's get started. EOB is an enhanced order block. We already know how an order block works, right? So this first candle here, this candle has to engulf this candle right here, and then the third candle has the power of three open, go below, and hit the wick of this candle right here. After it does that, that open low, that's the power of three, open low into the wick. This wick is your EOB zone, right? So that wick is your EOB zone. And then this candle should open low, high, right? So it should look like this. This is a bullish example, right? Let's get into the chart and I'll show you some valid EOBs. So after a liquidity sweep, so we have this liquidity sweep here. Let's say that we tapped into some kind of high time frame PDA. We didn't here. Alright, so let's just say there was a 15-minute fair value gap here, right? Let's just say it, right? So then we'll go to the 1 minute, right? So now we took out that liquidity here. We have this EOB, not EOB, fair value gap, and there's no clean EOBs here at all, man. I thought there would be. So, alright, here's an example. So, let's say this is like a 15-minute fair value gap right here, right? Let's say that we swept liquidity, right? Let's say this candle had a fucking wick, because it doesn't. Alright. Bam. This wick now becomes your EOB zone, right? So this candle engulfs the whole candle and the wick. This third candle opens, power of three, open low, high close. So as soon as it touches this, the 50%, you're gonna enter, and then the stop loss goes always at the low of the EOB, and then target your main target. So these equal highs could be a target. I like to go for 1-to-1s, right? So this is what I like to go for. So let's find some more examples. I'm gonna have to cherry pick here because I don't really have examples planned out. For example, this. Let's say we were bearish. We just had a liquidity sweep and we tapped into a high time frame PDA, and we had a liquidity sweep, which we do here, right? And we expect lower prices. So we have an IFVG here, right? But then you can also add an EOB. So this wick right here got engulfed by a bearish candle. So this candle, if it opened high and hit the EOB zone, you would enter, go for lower prices. Here, this is just chop. I don't want to trade that. Nobody wants to trade that. The 3-minute EOB is my personal favorite. It's just where I find the most trades. Let me try to cherry pick here. That is a good example. This is like a continuation EOB. So this candle right here, EOB zone, open, low, the wick hits the EOB zone, you enter. Stop loss at the EOB low, which is this right here, and target whatever you want to target. That's another example. Right here is another example. Liquidity sweep, tap into a high time frame PDA. EOB right here. If this candle opened low, you could have entered, went higher. It didn't though. I mean, this is another example, EOB here, but obviously nothing got to tap into that. Look at this EOB right here. Look how it got respected. Phew, went up. Right, same thing here. Engulfing candle. If this candle came back down and hit it, you could have caught it up. Futures candles came and respected it by a little bit. Yeah, that's basically an EOB. I like apologies for not finding like super good examples. Also like here, you can use it for higher time frame, right? So liquidity sweep here, right? Engulfing candle on a 15 minute. This is now a 15-minute EOB, right? So then if you go to the 1 minute, that's a 15-minute EOB, right? So once price comes down into this area, you could look for displacement or an IFEG. So IFEG here, right? Close below here, bam. Stop loss at the swing low. Go for a 1-to-1. So what I go for? Bang, you would have banked, right? So off that 15-minute EOB. So you could use it as like a another confluence, right? So let's go to the hourly, try to find some hourly EOBs. Yeah. All right, yeah. So we're in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend. So you're definitely gonna find some EOBs here. So check this out. Engulfing candles. So this doesn't count because what the fuck? This candle didn't engulf the wick, so it didn't engulf the entire candle, so that doesn't count. This counts, so this is an EOB right here, but we didn't get a tap back into it. What do we have? An hourly EOB right here, right? Let me actually replay this more. So hourly EOB right here. And what happens, right? So we have that EOB, this candle opens and goes above. By like 1 minute. What time is it? So the hourly opens, goes lower, hits that EOB, right? Hits that EOB, and look for the highest time frame inversion. So we have this 3 minute. Someone's calling me. We have this 3 minute. So let's see if we can get this 3 minute. All right, we got a deeper retrace into the EOB. We have a 2 minute. All right, so we have this 2 minute. All right, bam. So we have this 2 minute. So enter here. Stop loss at the 50% of the EOB. Target a 1-to-1. Yeah, okay. So that's just using a high time frame EOB. So we have this candle, this 3 pattern candle. Bearish candle in an uptrend, right? Bearish candle, next candle engulfs this candle. The wick from the high to the low of the top side of the body is your EOB zone. Third candle opens, open, high, low, close, power of 3, open, low, sorry, open, low, high, close, open, low, into the EOB, high, right? That is how to trade EOBs. Now let's go to leave. Let's go find other ones, other examples, right? So we keep going up here, keep going up here. What do we have? So this candle here, and it's still in an uptrend. This candle engulfs it. This becomes your EOB, right? And notice how this candle, the third one, doesn't hit it, so there's no trade. And then this candle doesn't really count. The fourth candle, that's not really how an EOB works. Yeah, we got lucky here and it hit it and we went up, but that's not really how it works. Yeah, so here there's an EOB as well, but like I said, this is not really how it works. It got respected by these candles, sure, but that's not really how the pattern works. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much how to trade an EOB. Still in an uptrend, right? We swept liquidity here. This candle right here, EOB. Candle opens low, goes into the EOB higher, right? Check this out. Bam, boom, up. that's basically how EOBs work. Look at this one. Here's a little one right here. Little EOB right here. Stop loss goes below the EOB low, right there. Target whatever you want to target, right? That's look at that. This is an hourly too, and you're safe. You would have banged this trade. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much EOBs. If you guys have questions, drop it down below. Let me know.